Imagine pouring your heart into a fan theory for years, only to have it obliterated in a single, definitive moment. That's exactly what happened to the die-hard Carol shippers of the Walking Dead fandom. But here's where it gets controversial. Was this the right move? Or did the showrunners miss an opportunity to give fans what they desperately wanted? The Walking Dead universe has always been a hotbed for fan speculation, especially when it comes to relationships. Take Rick, Andrew Lincoln, and Michonne, Denai Guerrera, for example. Fans were pairing them up long before their on-screen romance blossomed in Season 6. Unlike the comics, where their relationship never materialized, the show took a different path, one that fans had already envisioned. And this is the part most people miss. While Michonne became canon, many other fan-favorite pairings never saw the light of day. The most glaring example? Daryl, Norman Reedus, and Carol, Melissa McBride, affectionately dubbed Carol by fans. Carol's shippers had a treasure trove of evidence to support their theory. They pointed to Season 2, where Daryl went above and beyond to find Carol's missing daughter, Sophia, Madison Lintz, and later comforted her when Sophia's tragic fate was revealed. Then there was Carol's transformation in Season 4, where she evolved from a background character into the show's fiercest survivor. From that point on, Daryl and Carol were equals, and their scenes together were nothing short of electric. Fans saw chemistry, depth, and a bond that felt unbreakable. But here's the kicker. Despite over a decade of fan speculation, the show, and now its spin-off, The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, has firmly shut the door on this romance. In a pivotal scene from the spin-off, a character named Valentina Irina Björklund mistakenly assumes Daryl is Carol's boyfriend. Carol's response? A blunt never. Daryl doubles down with a definitive nope before walking away. It's not just a moment between characters, it's a direct message to the audience. Bold statement alert, the Walking Dead franchise will likely never explore a Daryl and Carol romance. And this scene was the final nail in the coffin for Carol shippers. In a 2025 interview with Entertainment Weekly, Melissa McBride discussed the scene, calling it a big move by showrunner David Zabel. It's fodder for all kinds of things online, she noted. McBride also praised the scene's light-hearted and unexpected tone, though she couldn't resist adding, there's still something a little ambiguous about it. And with that, a sliver of hope remained for Carol shippers, who clung to her words like a lifeline. Norman Reedus, however, was less ambiguous. We've never implied that we were a couple in 16 years, he stated. You have fans who just want to see this one thing, and if you give it to them, it's done forever. We've tried to make this show original, less about zombie scares and who's hooking up with who. You can't write for YouTube comments. His stance was clear. Carol was never going to happen. Daryl and Carol's dynamic, however, continues a time-honored TV tradition. One where a man and a woman can share a deep, emotional connection without it turning romantic. Think Don, John Hamm, and Peggy, Elizabeth Moss in Mad Men, Tommy, Jeremy Allen White, and Sydney, Io Edebiri in The Bear, or even the complex relationship between Tony, James Gandolfini, and Dr. Melfi, Lorraine Bracco in The Sopranos. These pairings prove that platonic relationships can be just as compelling, if not more so, than romantic ones. But here's the controversial question. Has TV swung too far in the opposite direction? In recent years, shows have avoided romance to the point where platonic male-female relationships feel almost as cliché as the forced romances of the past. Take The Bear, for instance. By 2022, the lack of romance between Kami and Sydney wasn't groundbreaking, yet some fans treated it like a revolutionary concept. This over-congratulatory tone can be grating, especially when it ignores decades of similar dynamics in TV history. Still, the Walking Dead writers deserve credit for sticking to their guns. They resisted fan pressure for over a decade, refusing to force a romance that didn't feel natural. Daryl and Carol's connection had always been special, and it never needed romance to validate it. So, here's the question for you. Did the show make the right call, or should they have given Carol shippers what they wanted? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments.